Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Today we're going to go over my budget, kind of a weekend review for December 2nd and prep for the upcoming week of December 9th. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so one of the first things that you'll probably notice is that I'm starting to highlight my categories. And I spoke about this in one of my earlier videos, I think, about some of the changes I'm going to make in 2025, and actually tracking my categories is going to be one of those changes. I thought I could get away without doing it, with just having a few high level categories that I really didn't need to like track closely, and that just wasn't working for me. I spoke about how I was just lumping expenses into personal categories and just kind of not taking responsibility for really the money that I was spending. So what you see here is that I've started that process. This is not complete, but I've kind of gone through, and I'm trying to keep track of a little sticky note of all of the categories that I think I will need for 2025. And so I'm using the month of December to kind of try it out. So it's going to be hit or miss a little bit. I'm not highlighting all the categories right now because some of them I'm just, trying to figure out what's going to work for me. Because budgeting is a very personal thing, and what works for others may not work for you. It may not work for me. And so you have to just be able to adjust. What I like about printing my own budget planners is that I have the ability to do that. And that's just how my budget journey with planning has evolved. And that's why I do a lot of my own planning inserts, because I like having the ability to customize, move things around as I need to. That being said, let's talk about December 2nd. You guys, the week of December 2nd was a mess for me. Okay, I have 2 full pages, 2.5 pages of expenses. Yes, this looks excessive, but let's talk about it. I need to talk about it because I need some therapy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really need therapy, but maybe I do, but regardless, let's talk about what happened December 2nd. So this week I have a ton of expenses, and there is a reason for it. One, it is a holiday period. So there's a ton of shopping going on that I would not normally do. And there's no way for me around that. I spoke a couple weeks ago about how I usually save a lot for Christmas, and I actually buy for Christmas over time. I start typically buying Christmas gifts in June and July. And this year, the year just got away from me, and I didn't do any of that. So I'm really feeling the pressure to make all of my Christmas purchases like in December during my pay periods. And I do not like that at all. I do not like that approach, but that's just where I am for 2024. There's nothing I can do about that. That means that there are certain weeks where I'm going to have to get the majority of my my holiday shopping done during that week. So I'm happy to say that even though I have a ton of expenses here, like 2.5 pages, I only have one Christmas gift left, and that's for my dad. And that's it. And so I just kind of front loaded all of those purchases. I took my nieces shopping this weekend, the weekend of the 7th and 8th. So it was at the end of this week. And they bought a lot of their Christmas gifts, or I bought a lot of their Christmas gifts at that time because, they're older, they're teens. And so there was a lot going on this week. So it looks crazy, but there's a purpose behind it. There's a reason behind this madness. And then also, I actually went on vacation the end of November. I had a holiday trip. And so I actually couldn't, or I didn't buy a lot of things that weekend, which is a huge shopping weekend, right? I think if most people looked at their shopping list Black Friday weekend, it would look similar. But I couldn't really participate in Black Friday because I was on vacation. So I had to do a lot, well, not had to, but I chose to do a lot of that shopping for myself and for my holiday shopping for others the week of the 2nd, starting Cyber Monday. And so that whole Cyber week, I bought a lot of stuff online. So that's really why there's so many expenses. And I hope that I never have to have this many pages of expenses for 1 week again. That being said, it looks crazy, but I think I did a pretty good job of staying on budget for my holiday spending. I went over, if I look at what I had set up for my major categories for December 2nd, I went over in just about every category, at least by a little. I went over in my grocery category. I definitely went over in my personal category. I've talked about the problem with that before. Didn't go over necessarily in entertainment. I put Spotify under entertainment. I don't know if it's going to stay there. I think I'm going to end up having a special category for subscriptions. That's probably going to work best for me. Eating out, I went over a lot because, like I said, I was out shopping with teenagers and, you know, buying their food and my food. And so that budget just went out the door. And at the beginning of the week, I did not have it on my schedule to do that much shopping or to take them shopping this particular weekend. And so that's one reason, again, why it's a little unexpected. I'm actually happy about the result because now I got to get that one gift and it's over and done with for me. And so I'm happy about that. But it just made me have to readjust in the moment, which is fine. I always say plan. Planning allows you to be flexible, right? Plan, but don't be rigid. Okay. If you plan your budgets, plan the things you have to do, you know where you can adjust and what you can adjust when it's time to adjust them. If you don't have a plan, you're just going to be all over the place, stressed, have anxiety, and you're not going to be able to be flexible because you don't know what you can change and what you can't change. And so I had to do that this weekend. That being said, I originally budgeted $200 for gifts because I thought, oh, I'm just going to buy a couple of gifts this week and I'll spend the rest of my gift money next week. So I was just going to buy a few things from Amazon and then, get the rest of it the next week. And because we decided to go ahead and take my nieces shopping, that went out the window. So I ended up going over my $200 budget by $243. And so that seems like drastic, but again, I'm just basically not going to do that shopping later in the month, which I'm very happy not to be in the stores. As the closer it gets to Christmas, the less I want to be in the store. So it makes my budget look bad, but that's real life. So yeah, that's just about it. That's how it went for December 2nd. I'm excited to get into the category updates. Like I said, I'm just kind of testing it out for the next few weeks so that I can start seeing my habits a little bit, refining what categories I want to use in 2025. And then I'll, be doing this consistently when 2025 gets here. Okay, so the upcoming week, December 9th. Again, this is just me keeping track of what categories I think I'll need to use. I just keep it on sticky note, and when I put in my January month, I'll make those updates. So for December 9th, though, it should be a much slower week. I have my normal budgeting for my primary categories, such as grocery, personal, transportation, eating out. I have a small amount here for gifts. And that's because I have that one gift to buy for my dad. I don't have a ton of expenses. The first week of the month for me is the week where I have the most bills due. And so it really slows down on the weeks after that. That's why my payouts are usually much less in the following weeks. And that's another reason why I had so many expenses, that first week of December, because I always have more because of all the bills and subscriptions that are due. But I'm not anticipating much this week. I just have one bill, a few subscriptions that are coming out. I have not been able to really go grocery shopping and cook anything because again, I was holiday cooking for November. Then I was away traveling, and then I got back. Work was crazy, so This week though, I need to get back in the grocery store and get some things to cook for both lunch and dinner so that I can try and stick to this eating out. I actually typically don't have a problem with eating out. I don't dine out a lot. But again, just the end of this year, something just went totally crazy with my work life, my personal life, and everything, where I just didn't even have time to find myself in a grocery store. And I'm determined to change that because I do not want to pick up a bad habit. When I was in my 20s, this was a bad habit for me. When I hit my late 30s, that habit was no longer a problem for me. And I don't want to see this resurface in my 40s. That doesn't make sense to me. So I'm usually keeping an eye out on that. And so this week I'm going to, be intentional about getting back in the grocery store. My habit for this week is no travel. I have travel planned for the end of December. So, I don't want to have any spur of the moment travel pop up. I almost went to Atlanta over the weekend, but that changed when we decided to go ahead and take the girls Christmas shopping instead. And I'm kind of glad of that because I had something. I was like, yeah, let's ride over to Atlanta and do this and do that. And I don't need to do that. I have a trip planned for the end of December, and that's what I need to be focused on. So yeah, December 9th is coming up. I'm getting ready for it. Let's just take a quick look at some of my trackers and savings challenges for the month. I am saving for my trip at the end of the month. So my New Year's Eve trip. My goal is $3,000. I'm just doing that on my 30-day challenge because unfortunately, like I've said before, I did not really save for the holiday period. Trying to change that in 2025, but this year I didn't. So I'm having to do short-term savings challenges, which can be really challenging, you guys, really difficult. But I did a good job for the one in November, so I thought I'd try the same process for the New Year's Eve trip. And so far I have saved $400 for that. And this is a good time to flip back to the front of my planner and see if I have entered that into my savings goal. I have not. So remember, I don't use cash envelopes. So I am going to put this in my savings and challenge goals tracker. This is how I kind of replicate the cash envelopes. If I was using cash envelopes, this would be an envelope, right? And so it's a 30-day challenge. Since it's not an envelope, I just make these transfers into this. I have a savings account called Sinking and Challenges. And so as I save, I put that money into that savings account. And I keep track of how much is there for each challenge by listing the challenge as I started here. This one is done. I finished this one November 30th. This one is done. Finished this one December 5th. This was actually my Christmas savings challenge. But so the way I replicate the cash envelopes is that I write down the name of the challenge. This would basically be like creating a new envelope. And when I started, and then as I put money into that account, because I have a savings account called Sinking and Funds Challenges, I keep track of the money that is in that savings account, right? So the Sinking and Challenge savings, December 6th challenge is the category. It is for my December 30-day, and I currently have a balance of $400 because that is for that particular challenge. So that's how I replicate it. If this was an envelope, I would be writing this down on the back of that envelope, of that specific envelope. Since I don't have envelopes, I just write it down on the saving sheet because it's one account, and I just make sure to specify which savings challenge has certain balances in it. So yeah, so that's it. Okay, so the last thing I want to look at the end of the month is my Christmas gift challenge. So this was my savings challenge. It is done. It wasn't necessarily a savings challenge because I've spoke about that before. I really didn't save. So it turned into a purchase tracker, honestly. And I just wanted to point out, I bought a lot of things for a lot of different people. I'm excited about that. And I'm only slightly over budget. So I'm going to cheer the small victories. I basically had a budget of about $752 when I wrote down everything I wanted to get different people. And so far I am at $767. That is not bad. And I only have to buy my dad his gift. And so I will be over, but far less than I typically am for the holidays. So I'm super excited about that. And I'll be excited to close this out because I'm out of lines. I don't want to go to the backside. I refuse to go to a backside. I'm going to buy this one gift, write it down somewhere on here, and call it a day. But yeah, so that is December 9th. I am excited for this week, excited to not have as many expenses, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much for watching this video, and happy planning. If you are interested in starting your own budget journey, this planner that I have, these inserts are available, linked down below in my shop. I also have, I think, a couple of freebies maybe that's linked as well. So go ahead and give those a try. Thanks for watching.